Hi, it's Alex from Raw Selection. I'm here to talk to you today about a very simple guide on how to better motivate your employees. So we talk to a lot of managing partners, founders, CEOs, heads of private equity and venture capital firms, as well as the guys within it, and also a lot of people within the portfolio businesses as well, from that perspective. So we understand and talk to these guys about what their problems are, what issues they're having, and something that we've definitely heard a lot about recently is motivation, the effects that has on it. I hope we've all had a really motivated, driven, those people that you don't need to crack the whip on, as an employee, and that they've really just gone the extra mile. The difficulty is keeping their motivation, but also trying to drag the rest of the business along with that, to be able to have a really motivated team. The reasons why to invest time in actually getting these employees motivated, and it's a 50-50. You've got to hire guys that have that self-drive and that self-motivation, but also you've got to help deliver that, and make steps to support them with that. So the first point is the why. So it might seem pretty obvious, but the more motivated your employees are, the better morale there's going to be in the business. Okay, negativity breeds negativity. So if you've got quite a few people in your business that are particularly negative, then you're going to have the difficulty of having those guys, breeding that across the business, and that can have a real detrimental effect within an organisation, both at portfolio level and at PE and VC firm level. So with that, it also increases performance. So if you've got a really well-motivated team, they're going to perform better. They'll perform better as a unit, they'll perform better individually, and then the collective business benefits from this extra motivation. It's not an issue to do your day job. The issue is getting them to do the extra, okay? And they're already doing that because they're motivated, and they have that common goal and common area of what they want to focus on. The last point, which really links into what we do, is the retention of top people. Okay, so many businesses make so many mistakes with their top guys. They focus all their efforts on their underperforming members of staff. They look at their top people as furniture, as a commodity within the business. They rely so much on them. But they don't recognise and reward the top guys. So retention for motivated employees, you're going to get huge amounts of retention for your top people and keep them in the business if they are continually motivated and recognised. We'll talk a little bit later about how to do that, but don't be mistaken. People like myself, if we're not working with your firm, there's other recruiters out there, I'm sure, that will use techniques that we do, to try and approach the top people in the industry. It's likely that if you're listening to this this video or watching this video, we've probably spoken to people within your firm. Okay, we've probably had communication with your partners, your vice presidents, your principals, and your senior management within your portfolio businesses, regarding other opportunities. Whether they're interested or not is dependent, but it's happening. It'll happen all the time. So if you've got really motivated employees, you're more likely to retain those people. So it's really, really important that you do that and prevent people like myself. I don't want to put us in the negative. We do a job for you and other clients as well, to attract those best people. But to hold on to them, that's what you've got to do. That's one element. There's loads of stuff you can do, but that's one element, is keeping them motivated. So with this, right, we did a quick survey. We spoke to around 60, 70 CEOs, and we're talking about the different challenges that they have, and 50% of those CEOs put motivating their employees as one of the toughest parts of their job. Okay, so we asked them to give the two toughest parts of their job. 50% of those 60, 70 people told us that is their hardest part of their job. Okay, so real investment in the skill set, real focused on that. So clearly we want to try and help you with being able to do that. A very simple thing, because everyone always goes, okay, so how much is it going to cost? There is elements of this which will cost you money, but there is also a lot of elements that will not cost you any money at all, and it can be very simply put into your business. One of these is praise. So many businesses miss out on this. We hit people with sticks when they get things wrong. They lose an investment. It goes down, goes down on a deal or origination. They didn't look at it properly, and you've invested in a business that's completely wrong. But when things go right, we spend very little time actually recognizing that. So I'll give you an example. I had a principal who got a 11 times multiple on a deal. And we were talking about what happened, what the firm did, and nobody even congratulated him. He originated it through. It took him 3 years to get that 11 times multiple. Really good result. It was a tech firm, and he worked so hard on getting that to close. He got a load of other stuff, and the managing partner within the business didn't even recognise it. Okay, now 11 times multiple, depending on what firm you're in and where you're at, but this was the best multiple the firm had ever had. It was, I think it was 6 years established, and it frustrated him because he did something great for the business, and obviously other people were involved. He congratulated his team and made a big fuss, and the managing partner didn't even blunt an eyelid, neither did any of the partners with regards to this, and it was kind of like, okay, what's next? And they were too focused on that. So an email, okay, a call. Call him out of hours. Call him after work. Okay. Oh my God, my boss is calling me. Okay. I just wanted to thank you very much for that deal. How much that means to that guy. You're not giving him extra money. You're giving him satisfaction and the recognition. An email that goes around the firm. Congratulations. Okay. Walking into the office, making a bit of a fuss over it, taking him out for lunch. A little bit of cost there, but come on. $50, $100, $200, whatever it is, wherever you are. Pounds, obviously, if you're in the UK. So, really thinking about very simple methods of recognizing people, and partners and pounders get that so wrong so many times, and it's across so many different businesses. But praise is so important, and really can make the difference between having to give somebody a pay rise and somebody being so happy in there. Okay, we'll talk about pay rises in a minute. So very closely linked to that is giving people more attention. Okay, so the praising side is more of a you sharing that praise with them, but the more attention side is more you kind of one-on-ones. So actually spending time with your employees. So businesses I've worked at, some have done this, some haven't. It's not been particularly well put in, so there's a bit of personal perspective there. But a lot of the firms that we speak with don't do one-to-ones. Don't have conversations with their employees to understand where they're at and how they're doing. And also communicating either on a mass scale or an individual scale, what's happening within the firm, what's happening within the business. So if you're a VC firm, what's the goals? Where does the business want to get to? How does it want to get there? Okay, what are you looking to do? Share that information with them. Have a one-on-one with them, and have a discussion about how they're doing. Even if it's just you've never done one, so you do one once a year. That is one step closer. Okay, I wouldn't recommend that. I'd recommend doing it, but I wouldn't recommend just doing it once a year. I'd look at a quarter a year. So hitting one every quarter. So 4 times a year, sitting down with every single employee in the business. I haven't got time. I'm too busy. I'm too this. You don't have to sit down with everybody in the business. You sit down with your direct reports. Okay, so you sit down with your partners. If you're a founder, if you're a partner, whatever. If you're a partner, you sit down with your vice president and move it down the business. Okay, so you spend time with 4, maybe 5 people. Okay, from a direct report perspective, maybe more. You work with your COO to do it if you've got one, and you make sure that you're having those conversations, and then that's transpired down the business. And those conversations are had. People feel special, they feel wanted, they feel needed. They can share information with you about the business and about potential gripes, about potential positives, and build a bit of a structure around it. Don't just let's have a bit of a sit down and whatever else. And your top performing guys, take them out for lunch. We'll go out for lunch on one-to-one. We'll have a discussion. We'll go for breakfast or whatever. Make them feel special. Okay. You have to take everybody out. How come he got taken out? Because he's one of our top performers. He's done X, Y, and Z. That's why. Whatever else. So, give you a bit of an idea there. I could go on all day about that. But so also sharing responsibility. So many founders, CEOs, partners, keep the responsibility within them that they can easily share with the rest of the team. Okay, so utilize your skill set within your business, recognize it, and share that information with them. If you've got guys that are particularly good at a certain level or a certain area, share that with them. Give them that responsibility and say, right, that's yours. Here's an extra bit of responsibility. It could be something very simple. It could be something very complex. But if they're good at it, they will become prouder of it. And the harder it is, okay, the prouder they are of what they've done, and then praise them when it happens, okay, and give them attention about it, and utilize their skills. If you've got guys in your business that have got skills and attributes and capabilities that you're outsourcing, that you're doing something else, they will do it, and they will do it for free because they enjoy what they do. And if you hire the right people and bring the right people into your firm, you can absolutely do that and make the most out of every single person in your business. So I did talk about the financial side of things. So at the moment, we've talked a lot about time. There is two that will help you retain you. Will help you motivate your staff. Make sure that you pay them, accurately. We speak to a lot of people that are well underpaid. These guys could be motivated. You could be doing the other areas and not have to pay market rate, and that is possible. But if you create the right culture and environment, that's fine. Okay, and that's your business model. But if you pay people what they're worth, okay, pay a person the value they add. When they hand their notice in is not the time to start negotiating pay rises. Okay, of course, try and secure them. Of course, try and keep them. All recruiters will like, no, don't do that, don't do this. Okay, but let's be realistic. If you want your best employees to stay and they hand their notice in, but that's a different talk. Pay them what they're worth now. Keep them, incremental pay rises. It doesn't have to be in the thousands. It doesn't have to be in the X and Y and Z. Okay, even if it's just $500. Okay, as a bit of a thank you, I'm giving you a bit of $500. It's better than nothing. Okay, and I know, if you look at the partner level, the amount that they get paid, the $500 and the incremental that makes. But if you make it regular and you say you give everybody a pay rise every single year and it's always X, try breaking that down and making it a little bit more, fluid across the year, or you do pay rises every 3 years. Whatever it is, try and break that down a little bit and do it based on performance and measure people on it. You'll get more out of them, and therefore they will be more motivated. Exactly the same with bonus. Do not pay bonus based on company performance. Do not pay bonus based on X, Y, and Z, okay? It could be linked to company performance, so if the company underperforms, it's going to be difficult for you guys to throw money, but if somebody is individually performing, the business is doing well, reward those people. Do not, we have a system where everyone gets $1,000 or everyone gets X, or everyone gets 50%, everyone gets 60%. Make it individual and measure people on it and put measurements in place. I could talk about this all day, but those are my very simple points on a very simple guide on how to motivate your employees. So all the best of luck with it. For everyone who's listening, we're a specialist search firm. We specialise in venture capital, private equity, and the portfolio businesses. If you want to have a discussion about what we've talked about today or any other areas, obviously we're a search firm. So if you need talent for your business, you want the very best people within your industry, then come and speak to us. If you don't want the very best people in your industry or average, go speak to our competitors. Okay, keep at it.